Hello everyone, and welcome to my Duel Today official news channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Johnny denies the DiMera curse, Paulina demands the truth, Xander accuses EJ. The Wednesday, January 31st spoilers for Days of Our Lives show that Chad DiMera was having a difficult morning with the kids when Johnny DiMera paid him a visit at the Horton residence. Chad promised to free his calendar after Johnny revealed that he was getting married to Chanel Dupree, Raven Bowens, on Valentine's Day. Johnny requested Chad to be his best man after he acknowledged that he hoped Chad would do more for him than just show there. After a moment of hesitation, Chad pointed out that being there and truly advocating for Johnny were two very different things. Being the best man would have been equivalent to bestowing his blessing, and Chad was unwilling to do so because he opposed the addition of another helpless lady to the DiMera family. Johnny maintained that he wasn't even connected to the family company and that the DiMeras weren't cursed, despite Chad listing all the terrible things that had occurred. Johnny believed that Chad was primarily talking about how much he missed Abigail DiMera in the morning, to the point where he claimed to miss her constantly. Chad encouraged Johnny to marry Chanel in Italy, stay there, and find happiness, since he wouldn't let her go again. When Paulina Price learned that her mother had cancer, Johnny didn't want to take Chanel away from her and didn't want to flee like he had as a child. In the end, Chad gave in to being Johnny's best man, but he acknowledged that if he could go back in time and do it all over again, he would have fled to the hills with Abigail and battled to keep her safe. Chanel put on a false grin and agreed to all of Paulina's unsightly wedding plans in the town square during Wednesday's episode of Days, but Paulina called her out for making fun of her cancer. When Chanel at last admitted that she didn't like the clothes Paulina had chosen, Paulina pulled a gotcha by pretending to be strangled, which made Chanel chuckle. When Johnny showed up, he alluded to Chad's worries, but Chanel told him that their marriage was soon to happen because she knew Johnny was a man of his own. Jada Hunter and Harris Michaels celebrated a successful narcotics bust at the Salem Police Department, but Jada also talked about Harris recently slapping Ava Vitale and kissing her. In Wednesday's episode of Days, Jada questioned whether pursuing Ava was truly worth the danger because she couldn't grasp what Harris was thinking. By offering to take Jada and a few other police officers out to breakfast, Harris sidestepped the conversation, but Roman Brady paid for their lunch at the bar. As Roman and Harris were having a private conversation about the problem involving Lucas Horton, Brian DiTillo, Alex Kyriakis happened to run into Brady Black, Eric Martsolf. Alex then mentioned Brady's kiss with Teresa Donovan and the fact that he never truly received an apology from Brady for it. Since Teresa kissed him, Brady felt as though he owed Alex one, not the other way around. Brady reassured Alex that the kiss was meaningless after making it plain that he would never take advantage of someone in such a vulnerable state of mind. On Wednesday's DOL show, Brady restated that the kiss had no significance when Alex expressed skepticism. Brady did, however, caution Alex that he would be checking in on her and would be present in Teresa's life as the father of her kid. Eventually, Alex warmed up and inquired about Brady's brief marriage to Teresa. This worried Brady, who wondered if Alex was considering proposing to Teresa. Brady considered the delay to be good news and encouraged Alex to slow down if he wanted his relationship with Teresa to endure, as Alex insisted it was a long way off. On Wednesday's episode of Days, Stephen DiMera was waiting for Xander Cook when he arrived to the DiMera mansion. Cook was looking for EJ DiMera. As a result, Xander started talking about the strange call he had received, in which a distorted, male-sounding voice asked him to kill someone. Xander wished they had called back so he could end the conversation entirely, but the caller claimed they will get in touch before hanging up. Stefan was angry that Xander was attributing the phone conversation to a member of the DiMera clan when it could have easily been someone from the Kyriakis camp. Stefan didn't think EJ reached out, but Xander looked certain and didn't want to end up in a coffin or behind bars now that he had Victoria Horton Cook to raise. After arguing with Stefan, Xander told him to tell EJ to go to hell. Stefan could also go there, but Xander believed the DiMeras were already there. Keep checking back for updates on all the chaos surrounding Xander's weird phone call, as spoilers for Days of Our Lives suggest there's much more to the story. Brady approaches Alex, Xander contacts Stefan, and they plan the wedding. Days in Our Lives Wednesday, January 31st spoilers suggest that Stephen DiMera must assist Xander Cook. Paulina Price and Chanel Dupree start organizing their wedding. Brady Black and Alex Karikis have a conversation. Days in our lives after relocating to live with Sarah Horton and their small daughter, spoilers suggest that Xander is doing remarkably well. Sarah has Xander's word that he will stick to his morals. All of a sudden, Xander is getting calls to get rid of people. Xander will look to Stefan to find out if he understands the significance of this. Before Sarah went to bed, Xander and Sarah had an extremely intense conversation. This call has really disturbed Xander, and he will turn to Stefan, who doesn't usually interact with him, for support. Will Xander be able to determine that this call is coming from Clyde Weston, who needs a hitman to kill Harris Michaels, or it is coming from the DiMeras? Valentine's Day, the day of Johnny DiMera and Chanel's wedding, is drawing near. Johnny feels quite sure that Chanel and Paulina will handle their portion of the arrangements and this wedding will go off without a hitch. Johnny has a duty to attend to, in addition to Chanel and Paulina doing their share. Before this wedding can happen, Johnny needs to fill a very crucial job, therefore he will go to work on that. Johnny has to put finding a best man first since he needs one. You would assume Johnny would go to his dad or possibly Rafe Hernandez, but instead he goes to Uncle Chad Dimera. In their attempt to bust this narcotics gang in Salem, Harris Michaels and Jada Hunter appear to be running in circles. But in this instance, things have undoubtedly gone up and down. There will be another opportunity for Jada and Harris that ends in a bust. Jada and Harris are going to celebrate their win slowly. Will Harris's celebration be his final one? Alex will use the chance to accuse Brady of harboring unresolved feelings for Teresa Donovan in the interim. Teresa was accused by Alex of harboring unresolved feelings for Brady. This has quickly become a very embarrassing office conversation. The last thing Alex should do is shove Teresa into Brady's arms. Brady on Days of Our Lives may not be thinking about love right now, but it's definitely not the last thing on his mind because of Tate's situation. However, with Brady, it's never truly the case. And today Alex made an attempt to confront him about any sentiments that might be developing for Teresa. However, that's not all that odd. Teresa is the mother of his child, and as Eric Marstolf clarified, they are currently experiencing a crisis with Tate. When emotions are running high, a pull toward one another is not difficult to imagine. The timing is a little strange because this happens right after Alex discovers he is in love with Teresa, but it doesn't imply Brady and Teresa will be reuniting. But that doesn't mean they won't either. Then there's Kristen, who will be joining Alex to talk about Brady and Teresa, as we know from next week's spoilers. Particularly after that kiss, we have a feeling Alex will want Brady to back off, and Kristen is the ideal girl to divert his attention. Martsolf remarks to Soaps.com, they always seem to find themselves in each other's orbit. I think it's fair to say that there is undeniable chemistry between Kristen and Brady. He also doesn't hold back when it comes to his assessment of Kristen and Brady's compatibility. Warning, they're not, really. Brady's actor quips, one would say that the gasoline that makes their car run is based upon manipulation. And it's safe to say that, from a distance, one would assume they don't have a healthy relationship. Having said that, you can't deny the potential of the couple ever when you're in it and you see the passion behind them and the constant attempt to stay away from one another. That's always a failure. They are able to pull each other down just as fast as they can pull each other up. It is merely magnetism.